For more on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, I want to bring in Ambassador Emily Haber. She is the German ambassador to the United States. Welcome, Ambassador. Russian President Putin still says he is open to dialogue while sending tanks into Ukraine. What is your take on where things stand now? Is diplomacy still on the table?
He has closed the door to diplomacy when he took the decision to recognize the two Ukrainian breakaway republics, Donetsk and Luhansk, and moved on to recognize them. Thereby, he actually buried the Minsk agreements, which he had undersigned and which the UN Security Council, of which Russia is a permanent member, had endorsed. That made blatantly clear that the diplomatic effort, that he has treated the diplomatic efforts of recent days and weeks like a charade, like a Potemkin village. So now we are in an entirely different situation. We've seen a massive shift of the geopolitical landscape, and this is why my government, the German Chancellor, has decided yesterday to halt the certification of the Nord Stream 2 process. The security environment and the geopolitical landscape has changed, and that required a change of course on our part.
Obviously, no one knows what President Putin is thinking, but what kinds of military scenarios is Germany preparing for?
That is very difficult to say at this stage. We have noted that not only the Duma has authorized the use of military troops in the breakaway regions, but also the separatists this evening have called for support. So we are very concerned that the situation could escalate and that what we've seen as the beginning of invasion is actually continued. For that case, let me make that very clear. We have adopted sanctions. As of today, the EU, in lockstep with the United States, have taken very hard sanctions directed against everyone in Duma and the administration and the public sphere that was involved in the decision, including the actors in the two breakaway republics. But should Russia proceed with the invasion, we'll proceed as well, and we'll respond to escalation by an escalation of the sanctions. And that will be unprecedented and the toughest sanctions imaginable at this stage. And here again, I must underline, the US, the EU, the UK and other countries are working hand in glove. What Putin has not achieved, and he probably has expected to achieve, is to produce fissures among Western allies to exploit. That was not possible. We are united in our resolve and our determination to push back with full force.
And as you mentioned, German Chancellor Scholz announced a halt on certifying the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline. Is Germany working to change its reliance on Russian gas in the short and long term? The present energy situation and the rising prices and Russian readiness to exploit this for its own political gains has certainly hammered home the message and the realization that we need to work on the energy mix and that we need to diversify. Do you believe President Putin's pledge to keep supplying gas uninterrupted to Europe?
We have no indication to the contrary, but we have seen in the past that he has not gone beyond fulfilling the treaty by the letter. He has not done what you normally do in a situation of rising demand, and that is responding to rising demand by rising exports.
Romania has said it's preparing for 500,000 Ukrainian refugees aside from Germany's NATO alliance. What humanitarian aid is Germany preparing for?
Well, here the observation is in place that Germany, since many years, has been the largest donor of civilian assistance and humanitarian help to Ukraine, and will continue that. As far as the refugees are concerned, this is a grave concern, but we have mechanisms in the European Union and among member states to deal with that collectively, and we're preparing for that.
Ambassador Emily Haber, thank you.
Thank you.